Yeah.
Is that spelled like light bulb?
Vulvapedia. My brain does it every week. She hasn't been reading anything about Pokemon. These are ladies' body parts.
List of Pokemon?
Yeah, 591. All right, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Because I set this up so quick. Those of you that are watching right now, hang tight. We will be starting any second.
By other number? Regional Pokedex number?
I told you what Pokemon it was. Amoonguss.
That's not how this world works.
Amoonguss.
I'm on the actual thing. Just chill out.
You could also Google search Pokemon 591, and then the first entry that you get for Google search is what you need to read.
Pokemon 591. Are you sure you saw me do this?
Oh no.
Amoonguss?
Amoonguss. Kind of like. Well, I won't spoil it. What am I doing? Everything's backwards.
Form of Amoonguss. Oh, is that a crawler?
All right, let's get this crap fest. Oh, God damn it! Of course they did. Of course they did. Nintendo uploaded their weekly video right now.
Son of a bitch.
Take care of
Nintendo, where are you? Help me. All right, let's do this show.
Oh, no, I'm eating.
3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 591, the Amoonguss Podcast. Wow, we all really banded together on that one. Nicky Hill, can you tell us about Amoonguss, please? Amoonguss! Very good.
Oh, I get it.
It's an alert Pokemon, and it honks like a horn. Amoonguss is a mushroom-like Pokemon with a large, light-colored Pokeball.
Can I interrupt you? Can I see it?
Can I say no?
No. Yeah, you can say no.
Might break the flow.
Okay, all right. I know what it is, but like I would think it would look like a mongoose. I guess not.
No, I would think that it looks like a humongous Pokeball. Because that's what he looks like. He looks like he
Dark
is a Pokeball.
Seed says that goddamned fungus Pokemon.
Can we not ruin it for everyone else?
Nicky Hill, can you tell us about the Pokemon, please?
I did say he was a mushroom-like. He's light-colored Pokeball, designed cap with warts. It also has a huge gray stem-like body, fierce-looking eyes, and a large pink mouth. Amoonguss wields 2 Pokeball-like shields. It uses the Pokeball-like patterns on its arms to lure in prey, though it doesn't work too well in most cases. Amoonguss is
reading like you're in 2nd grade giving a book report.
And guess what? I feel like I'm at that point where that's how I read now. Amoonguss is a
Is that what it's like in your head?
No, I'm trying to think of how things sound before it comes out of my mouth.
Fair enough.
Amoonguss is a carnivore which can be found mainly in long grass, as only their mushroom cap head protrudes from it.
Oh,
generally close to the water. Let's just get through this.
We're good enough. You can just give us the breakdown.
They are grass poison type. Abilities are Effect Spore and Regenerator is a hidden ability, I suppose. They are 50% male and 50% female. So it's even split.
Thanks.
Nicky Hill.
I
guess they're fully evolved. Is that what I'm seeing?
Well, if they aren't, you're not telling us what the evolution is.
Where would I see that?
You'll have to do this on your own time. Thanks, Nicky Hill.
But
Thanks,
it has to be on podcast time.
Goodbye.
I guess that's it. They are. I don't know.
It's Go Nintendo Podcast, Episode 591. So yeah, surprise show today because I have a family party tomorrow.
Surprise!
So Nicky Hill and Kirby were nice enough to join me. Mom Brain is out doing other adult things, so she is not around. Hello, T27 Duck and Twisted N and Moo Milk and Cedar and Hey Duda 32 and Giant Reggie and Dark Side and whoever else I missed. Thanks for, and Straight Jeff, and thanks for joining us. Hi. Hi. So there's a lot of
It looks like that is the evolved type
Still
version
going.
of fungus.
that is the reason why we're doing the podcast today. So as you guys know, this is a discussion going on in the chat room right now. I've been doing stuff on YouTube. I've been doing more. Hello, Video Game Guru 64. I've been doing stuff on YouTube, more stuff. And so the new feature that I'm doing is called Today's Big Story, where I talk about a big story from the day.
And you do it every day.
From today?
Monday through Friday. I just did one today right before, like I just put it up on the site like 20 minutes ago. So here's the discussion going on in the chat right now. Twisted End says, why is the big story of the day in the middle of the day? Now, here's the thing. The big story of the day isn't always in the middle of the day. It's whenever I feel a big story comes out.
But what if a bigger story comes out? Do you sometimes go, oh boy, I made a mistake?
Well, that's the thing. What do you do? What do you do? Because if you're putting out the big story of the day, you don't want to do, here's December 9th's big story of the day on December 10th, because then you're doing it on the wrong day, and then you're a day behind. So you have the day to work with, and then you have to be like, all right, I think this is the big story of the day. And then you do your video and you put it up and you're like, well, crap, here's something much bigger. But that's the way it's going to go. I mean, I could be a day late every day, and I could be discussing things a day after they've happened, which doesn't make much sense.
Or you could be a week behind, just like Mr. Oliver, and people seem to like that. Or like
this podcast.
All right.
Yeah, I thought the video
I wonder
thing...
if John Oliver got that idea from this podcast.
Definitely. So, like...
No other podcast.
You know, I think the problem is... This goes back to what we were discussing this with Metroid a while ago. The problem isn't with the content. It's just with the name. It irks people so much. So the problem is the name, Today's Big Story. So I could call it... I don't know.
If you called it the Metroidvania Big Story, that means you can go back and change it or update it or evolve it into something else. You're always going back.
Straight Jevin says, just do videos for yesterday's big story. Yesterday's big story. That's the name of it.
Why don't
there
you do tomorrow's big story?
Tomorrow's big story. Now there's a feature. I think I need to call it RMC's big story. Now, see, that's too focused on me. Like, I'm already in the video. Like, if you're on YouTube, people aren't going to be like, what
Why
the hell does that mean?
Why don't you call it RMC's bedtime big story?
Well, what if I'm not doing it at night?
You're going to do it before you go to bed.
Oh, man. See,
you do it before you go to bed. It's a video feature. Get one of those nightcaps.
Like this nightcap? Or like this nightcap?
Yeah, like the old-timey one.
Okay.
And do it in that. So everyone knows it's
Hello,
your
Rocket.
bedtime big story.
So, like...
Big bedtime story.
So, like, yeah, you try and do something nice for people. Like, I don't have to do this stuff. But I like doing it. I thought it'd be a nice thing to do.
So what's the story?
Today's big story?
No, yesterday's big story.
Well, today's big story.
We don't know yet. The day's not over. What's yesterday's big story?
Yesterday's big story. I don't even remember what I did.
So what's the point?
Yesterday's big story was all the content that came out about Super Mario Run. There were tons of interviews about Super Mario Run, and there was...
thanks to Mr. Fallon.
Well, he was like the kickoff for that. Obviously, Nintendo had an embargo for some stuff. I can't. I'll tell you later. There's stuff I was going to tell you, but I don't want to get in trouble. So yeah, very clearly Nintendo had it set up so that they were going to be on Fallon. That was going to come out, and then the next like 12 hours they were like Mario. Everybody's talking about Mario Run.
So that
was yesterday's big story.
We live close to New York.
Video Game Guru's got it. Tomorrow, yesterday's big story.
Tomorrow's yesterday's big story.
And here's the other thing. Like, people don't watch videos as soon as they're online. Yes, some people do. Like, we've had people that watch the videos as soon as they come out, but they're like, some people might watch them tomorrow. So, like, you know, it's just a name, for Christ's sake. I'm just going to change the name to something completely pointless. You know, I thought today's big story was just
Wait, you should change it to like super paper today's story.
today's super paper story. I just thought today's big story was simple enough to get the point across.
Today's new big story.
Today's latest big story. There it is. That's it. Today's latest big story. I fixed it. We're done. I ain't changing.
How about you do today's latest story, and for every story that comes out, you do a video, and each one's it's the latest update.
Because I have infinite time. Straight Jevin says you have to delete the videos the next day so no one gets outdated stories. Someone had one. I shouldn't say it. Someone had a great suggestion. When I was originally doing it, I was just calling it today's big story. They say, could you add in the title the date? And I said, that's a great idea. So now I do that. I think that's fine.
I was going to say that too.
I think we're totally fine.
Do it already.
Well, like the first 2 videos I didn't, but now I did. So yeah, that's whatever. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Rocket. Thank you for watching.
Are you paying that person now? Are they back? Are they on the payroll now?
Oh, that's what
gave that suggestion.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I was talking about. God damn it. I completely lost my train of thought. Hey, people. Oh, you were saying just do a video for every story. So, like, my day is packed with, like, running regular GoNintendo. Plus, I write for Nintendo Force. Plus, I write for the golf blog. So, like, when I do...
Golf blog?
Yeah. Do you not know about this? I'll tell you in a minute. Let me just get this thought out before I lose it. So, when I record the videos, I have very few opportunities to do it. Like my breaks in between rounds, I'll get like maybe 4 breaks in between rounds, and that gives me an hour to record, rip footage, edit, and upload, and then get back to a round on the site. So I'm working within my time limit. I'm doing the best I can, people. Yeah, I write for a golf blog. I love golf.
Do you?
So Top Golf. Have you heard of Top Golf? Yeah, you probably know it. You're a man about the world. The big golf places that are like, it's like Dave and Buster's, but if they did golf. You don't know about them at all? So basically it's like a driving range, like a 2-tiered driving range, but they have, the driving range is like Monkey Target. They have like targets out there that are like lit up in different colors, and you hit your ball out, and a computer in each like driving range stall tracks where your ball goes for like points, and you play games and stuff like that. But people, and they like bring food out to you and stuff like that. So they wanted to start a lifestyle blog, and I am in contact with one of the guys who's like in charge of running it, and they were looking for people to write, and I said, I'll write. So now every week I write 5 articles for their lifestyle blog. But
what about?
So like a lifestyle blog is like they talk to you about some golf stuff, but they also talk to you about all other kinds of stuff. So it's supposed to like draw you in. You know, it's supposed to give you a reason to come back to the blog other than let's see what Top Golf's news is
So
today.
what lifestyle things?
So I'm doing, quote, uplifting, unquote, stories. So like all the biggest in the world of uplifting news.
The uplifting golf news.
So like let me think, last week. Well, lately we're doing a lot of holiday stuff. So I wrote about like the best like holiday TV specials. But I do stuff about like this guy was homeless, and the pound took his dog away, and he was holding up a sign outside of Walmart, and some lady came up to him, and she heard a story, was crying about it, and he's like, I need $200, and she said, I don't have it, I just lost my job. So she got in touch with her friends, and they all chipped in to get the guy's dog back. So he went and got the dog, and they were like, oh my God, you're homeless, we need somebody to work here. So he got a job at the place. It was a really cool story. So that's the kind of stuff it is.
Wait, did the lady get a job too?
I don't know. It didn't say.
But wait, I mean,
she just lost it, so she still had a house. This guy was on the street.
But
so
you got that
I
news,
guess that's the top
that
priority.
story from somewhere else.
Yeah. Everybody's story has to start somewhere. So yes, you're getting it from someone else.
You stole it from BuzzFeed.
But
No,
do you
honestly,
do
I've
research
never
into
gotten
the
to BuzzFeed.
stories or something.
I should say I've never gotten to BuzzFeed for these stories.
I was just kidding because
Do you
they usually
do
steal
extra
their
research
stories
or
from
like
Yeah.
reach out to people and get like
Yeah,
you talk to these people?
that's what my Sunday is. My Sunday from like noon until like 5 or 6. I'm doing that crap. The thing is, they ask for a very different writing style than what I do. So I have a like now I'm used to it, but I used to have like a guideline on the computer of how I'm supposed to phrase things and like the way I'm supposed to title things. It's very because on GoNintendo I do whatever the hell I want.
Right.
Nintendo Force has its own thing, but it's not as strict, and this is just completely different. So yeah, if you want to check out that garbage, you can go to life.topgolf.com and you can see my stuff there. I think I'm talking about like Christmas movies this coming week, the best Christmas movies, and holiday foods and stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of articles on there. So yeah, that was, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on in the show. It's a Friday show, whatever. We have so many top stories. So the YouTube stuff is going on. Check that out if you like. Thank you for everybody that's supporting it so far. It seems that the people that watch it actually like it a lot, which is how it usually goes for our videos. But I know in today's world of YouTube,
it's all about the people who don't watch.
The landscape is chock full of content, so it's hard to dedicate some of your time to checking out new stuff. But for those of you that have, thank you. I mean, like Friday, you know, fails. Friday's fail day. Fail Army's got their big new video of the week.
I never do fails.
Oh, we're gonna watch it later.
Like 2 months behind, and then everyone at your house gets upset because they've all seen them, and I'm like, oh, we'll see
I have not watched it today because you were coming over, and I was like, I won't watch it.
What was that one? 43 minutes. I want to watch that one.
Rocket's got me pegged. He says my next article for Top Golf is top 10 anime golfers.
Prince of Golf.
Yeah, why haven't they done that? Like Prince of Football and Prince of Gymnastics?
Yeah. I
have not seen.
There's got to be like at least one anime about
I'm sure
teen golf.
There are anime. It's gotta be teens. You're so right. So Rocket says top 10 anime golfers, and Dark Saeed says, is that even a thing? Maybe, I don't know. All right, so YouTube, the top stories, you can check out the content there. We posted on Facebook, we posted on our Twitter. You can't avoid it. So instead of like I've been making every big story video a top story, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I've been making
every day.
I'm not going to do that anymore because I'm sure it's annoying to you guys, even though it's only been a week. So on Fridays, I'm going to do a recap of all 5 of the big stories. And if you're against watching stories from days that we are not on, that will only leave one video for you to watch. And there's something else. Parents Plays. I have 2 Parents Plays recorded. I just haven't had the time to edit them. That's what I'm going to do this weekend. So my parents played Bayonetta with touchscreen controls.
What?
And works surprisingly well, too. I was really surprised at how good it does. So that's coming. That's the first one. I don't know when I'm going to post that. I don't know if I'm going to hold off until next Thursday or if I'm just going to post it whenever I'm done. And then there's another one I recorded that's a secret. It's not a game that's like not out. It's a game that's been out for forever, but it's a secret. And I'm very excited for you to see that. Hello, Nico Darunia. All right, now let's get the top stories. So Wind Waker came out. And there were a whole bunch, I love them, but there were a whole bunch of Doom Michaels, and they were like, well, I'm never playing Zelda again. This looks like garbage. And when Wind Waker came out, it sold well, but it didn't sell as well as the previous installment because, you know, it looks like a cartoon. And then as the years went on, fans were like, you know what? That Wind Waker looked pretty great. You know what? That Wind Waker could be one of the best Zeldas ever. But the initial reaction and reaction at retail wasn't too hot. So Nintendo was at one time working on Wind Waker 2. They were working on a direct sequel to Wind Waker. But they're like, guess we can't do that because fans want a realistic Link now. So instead, we got Twilight Princess.
The worst Zelda ever.
That's a good question.
I'm just kidding.
What is the worst Zelda besides, you know, the ones that Nintendo did make? Yeah. What is the worst Zelda?
Well,
I don't think any Zelda games are bad.
We shouldn't say worst. We should probably say least best.
Phantom Hourglass's tower, where you had to keep going through it each time, that was annoying.
Yeah.
That really sticks out.
That was definitely like the most annoying part of that game.
Yes. But I liked that game. But yeah, that tower was very annoying. Yeah. Hello, Piplup Water.
It's Spirit Tracks.
Spirit Tracks is one of my favorites.
You didn't have to fight all the enemies again, though, did you?
You had. Well, yeah, I think you did.
Well, you couldn't really. Could you fight them at all, or?
It was avoiding things. He's right.
Yeah, it was kind of stealthy.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. But they had a similar thing like that in Spirit Tracks, but you could warp directly to the floor you needed to go to. So that's what should have happened in the first one.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, Zelda 2 annoys a lot of people just because it was so different.
Yeah.
But I have a soft spot for it. Do Michael's does as well.
Do,
but hello, Steister. Link to the Past, nobody would say is bad. Ocarina of Time, nobody would say is bad. Majora's Mask has grown in popularity over the years. Wind Waker,
much like
the
Wind
same.
Waker, yeah.
Twilight Princess. I feel like Twilight Princess. I like Twilight Princess, but I feel like it's the fart of the Zelda series.
The fart?
I feel like it's just like here's Zelda. Like I like it, and it's got great characters like
it
Midna,
too,
but
yeah, I think the only problem was to me the experience was almost a little too similar to Ocarina of Time.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I feel like it's like it's a Zelda, like a paint by number Zelda. That's what it's like.
They played it too safe, I guess.
Skyward Sword, I mean, is very divisive just because of the controls, but man, do I love that one.
The controls were broken.
That's right.
That's why people didn't like.
We got Breath of the Wild coming out.
What was
so
broken on the controls?
They weren't really
controls
broken.
don't work. Skyward Sword, the long-standing fight.
And then
obviously
full well
we're forgetting
the
the portable ones, Oracle of Ages and Seasons, which I both loved. Minish Cap, I thought was a great game.
Yeah,
and then we did Phantom Hourglass and Phantom Choo Choo. Link Between Worlds was a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoyed that one. So yeah, my vote is Twilight Princess. Again, I really enjoyed that game, but it's too similar. It's like they sat down with a template for Zelda and just filled things in rather than tried to do some, I say try and do some new stuff, but you were playing as like a wolf and collecting teardrops and stuff. So you're doing new stuff. But maybe it was just like the overall tone.
I don't want to say.
Like to go from Wind Waker, which is so vibrant and colorful, and like to Twilight Princess, which is like muted.
So they did it.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, Twilight Princess is too muted for me. Whatever. You guys tell me what you think. Triforce Heroes, yeah, but that's a spin-off. I don't count that.
What about the first Zelda? Where would you rank that?
I'd say it safely falls somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Like, it definitely deserves its place in history.
That's true.
And it did amazing things, especially for back in the day. But, yeah, as a game that stands the test of time, it's certainly not a bad game, but it's, very rough around the edges. But that's to be expected for when it came out.
You hear that, Miyamoto? Romy Cowboy thinks Legend of Zelda is rough around the edges.
So there you go. We got Twilight Princess instead of Wind Waker 2 because everybody was like, I want a realistic Link. So there you go.
Do you think Bill Trinen lives with Miyamoto?
On to you, Bill. Lives with him?
Yeah.
No, he lives here in America. But maybe when they're in America, Miyamoto lives with Bill. Because they are always together. I mean,
he was sitting there right next to him at James Fallon.
Today's big story so far.
Bill Trinen was seen on the streets of New York City. Was
about the shirt that Miyamoto is wearing. It's like shiny. It had because I think they literally did an iron-on for his shirt.
Oh, right.
But it's got like some samurai feudal style Mario on it. And everybody, the internet at first was like, we must analyze this shirt. Something's going on. I'm like, crazy internet. And then Bill Trinen goes on Twitter and he's like, hey, does anybody know what's up with Miyamoto's shirt? Because I do. And I was like, you son of a bitch. So something is going on with it. That's what today's video is about. So if you want to check out today's big story.
Today's big story?
Well,
that's today's big story. Miyamoto's shirt. Are you kidding me? The guy that lives with him knows the scoop.
The guy that dressed him in the morning. G-Man starts a top-rated comment, and he says, ironically, Wind Waker was the better game. If we're just going to go, black, white, yes, no, then I would agree. Yes, I'd say Wind Waker is the better game.
Who, between Bill Trinen and Miyamoto, would be the messy one in that odd couple?
Miyamoto, definitely. Bill is the straight-laced guy.
Another question, why wasn't Miyamoto playing a banjo?
I don't know if the Roots had a banjo available.
Are you kidding me?
The Roots, I don't know, use banjos too often. They use guitars and pianos.
Was that truly a surprise for them? Somebody knew that Miyamoto
for who?
Was going to be there.
For Fallon? No.
Yeah, you think he's an actor? He acted that surprise?
It's funny you're talking about this. Stephen Colbert just did something like this. Or he's talking about how there's internet conspiracies that is like
I just watched that this morning.
working for liberals and has like his pecking order and like
and he's on Hillary's payroll.
Yeah, they just tell him what to do and he does it. And he's like, believe it or not, when we do shows here on late night or the late show, like we ask people interview questions weeks before they come on the show, and like we agree to what we will and won't talk about. He's like, it's an agreement. It's not a conspiracy. Right. You should watch it. I'm not doing it justice. It's a 10-minute video, but it's fantastic. But it's that same kind of thing.
Watch.
But yeah, Miyamoto's the messy one, without a doubt. And I didn't have a banjo.
Because he's always upending tea tables.
That's right. Bill comes home from work and Miyamoto's just sitting there at the table and he's like, don't do it, Miyamoto! All over the place.
That would be amazing. Opens it.
Miyamoto stands there all day just waiting to flip it.
And when he does it, he like looks him right in the eye.
Yeah, so he's like an asshole cat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His mother was a cat.
So THQ Nordic. THQ has risen from the ashes, kind of. Not really, but they're called THQ Nordic because it's whatever. Oh, what was the name of that company? The guys who did Darksiders. Before they were called THQ Nordic. Doesn't matter. Whatever their name. Somebody in the chat.
I thought it was like Nordic Games. Like,
Nordic Games. Is that just what it was?
No.
They bought like all of THQ's properties.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But I'm trying to remember the studio that did Darksiders. It was like Vigil or something.
Oh, that sounds right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Let me look it up.
So anyway, yeah, Nordic now owns all of THQ's or a large amount of THQ's properties. And they were talking about their Switch support. Yeah, it's not really THQ. They have THQ properties because THQ is defunct, but in honor of it.
Vigil.
Is it Vigil?
In honor of THQ, they renamed THQ Nordic because they have so many THQ properties. Like. So they're bringing 2 games to the Switch officially.
Or Vigil. I think it might be pronounced Vigil.
They're bringing 2 games to the Switch officially, but they aren't saying what they are. But they have some exciting news about other THQ properties. And I think, Nicky Hill, you will be very interested to hear this stuff. So THQ's
Don't tell me.
THQ Nordic's Reinhard Paulus says they have plans for the De Blob franchise.
Meh.
So De Blob 1, fantastic. De Blob 2, fantastic. But the problem was De Blob 2, did they put it out? They put it out on other systems, didn't they?
They put it out. It was on the DS as a side-scrolling game.
Yeah.
That's what I played. I didn't play the platform version.
Well, both.
Because there was a Wii.
Yes.
De Blob 2.
But was that console one also on other platforms besides? I played it on Wii. I don't remember. But anyway,
let's look up the internet.
So THQ. So the franchise has only had 2 installments plus that portable, if you want to count that as a separate one, and then it just kind of disappeared. But it was a big hit on the Wii. And now THQ Nordic says they have plans for that franchise, which is fantastic. And one that's even more near and dear to my heart, they're asked about Deadly Creatures. And Mr. Paulus says, I still have hopes for that, although we've had some kind of setback just recently that was very disappointing. I don't know what the setback was. He's not talking about. Something is holding them from moving forward with the franchise. Hopefully they get that worked out. It might be something silly. Like if they're looking to do a port of the first one, then it might be something silly with the actors. Because who did it have? Billy Bob Thornton and who?
Oh, Dennis Hopper.
He's dead, right?
He's dead.
Yeah, so that might be a problem. But man, did I love Deadly Creatures. What an atmospheric, fantastic
very
game.
Different style game.
Yes, right? Like very original. Just a really cool idea. Very well done.
I remember, like that was early Wii. So that was when people were trying.
Early Wii? I thought it was like mid Wii.
It was, when did the Wii come out?
Rocket wants us to know we're all wrong. Miyamoto and Bill have slumber parties and they talk about their crushes together.
Slumber party.
Confirmed.
I dreamt about Rummy Cowboy again.
So
De Blob 2 came out PlayStation 3.
There you go.
Xbox 360.
I really don't feel like that's a good fit for those platforms. That's why it didn't sell well there. Just like THQ was like, you draw us a success, baby. Let's bring it to 360 and PS3. And those gamers were like, we don't give a F about that, you dumb a-holes. And they're like, oh my God, now we have millions of this tablet that nobody's buying.
Exactly.
Goodbye. Speaking of goodbye, this isn't a top story. Majesco, today.
Oh, really?
Really?
They are shuttering their doors. They're no longer a game developer, and they're merging with a medical company.
Okay.
That's it.
Sure.
Majesco's done. I kind of want to do a video about that just where I talk about them because we're all big fans of Majesco.
I think.
The Blob.
Oh, yeah.
And clearly I'm showing how big of a fan I am. Or not the Blob. What the hell am I saying? Oh, Boyne is Blob.
Was that Majesco? That was...
Yes, they published
They
it.
published it. Way Forward did it.
Yes. Didn't they do that one on DS that we loved? Scourge Hive? Didn't they publish that?
Oh, yeah, I think they did.
They have a long history. I'm just blanking on stuff, but yeah, it's sad to see them go. And they were a Jersey company too.
Oh, really? Did they do Blood Rain?
Blood Rain, yes,
Rain
Blood
games?
Rain, another one. So yeah, that's
So
funny
it's
because
weird,
Blood Rain
'cause
eventually
you
had
look
Way
up there-
Forward working on it.
You look up their stock stuff, and it doesn't have any news about it.
And yeah, press release. I think the news broke
They were
either
too
late
embarrassed.
yesterday or early today, but we have the press release up. Too embarrassed. Yeah. What
Either
yeah,
Gameography.
I was gonna say, can you tell me some of their games because I'm blanking.
Gameography.
All right, so
Advent Rising.
yeah, they really wanted.
Oh, yeah, they published Psychonauts.
Psychonauts. There's another one.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
There's another one.
Squeakquel. And Chipwrecked.
They had success during the Wii era, but then like the Wii faded out, and they were like, "Uh-oh, what do we do?"
Well, they had huge success with Cooking Mama. That was
Cooking Mama. There's another one.
that was their huge.
Where does Cooking Mama go now? Who publishes Cooking Mama here?
When was the last time a Cooking
Mobile?
Mama?
Oh, and they did Major Minor's Majestic March.
Another one of my favorites. Now I see why they're dead.
Babysitting Mania.
Josh B83 says, "I'd buy a new Deadly Creatures in a heartbeat. I'd even
Bomberman.
buy a Switch remake in a heartbeat if they kept the original voice work. Can't replace the late great Dennis Hopper." Yeah, that's probably what's keeping them from doing it.
Bomberman Max 2, Bomberman Generation, Bomberman Max 2. Oh,
Bomberman
Red Advance
Generations,
Movement.
Bomberman Max 2, Bomberman Generation.
Game
Oh,
Boy
yes!
Advance
Oh.
stuff, Centipede.
Somebody, oh god damn it, I don't remember, and I talked about it in the video. Somebody was like, "Hey RMC, I love your Today's Big Stories, and I think the name's the best name I've ever heard. But besides that, you're using your microphone wrong." And they sent me a picture. So I used to flip it around and point it. And Blue, I guess, put out an image of do's and don'ts. And they have their Yeti guy sitting at the desk with it pointing at him, and it says, "Don't." And it says, "This is the do." Just pointing it upwards in the air. So I don't know. We'll see how this podcast ends. But I wanted to thank them again. Of course, I forgot their name. I looked at their name before the podcast, and I forgot it after we started.
And then somebody else sent another email and said, "Your microphone's not even plugged in."
The name of your microphone is dumb. Why do you record your podcast at 3 p.m.? That's a dumb time.
Yeah.
This week's European uploads from Wii U and from Nintendo to 3DS and Wii U. Monster Tale, another good game.
They also did the Nano Stray games.
Oh, see,
Stray.
they published so much good stuff.
Wait a minute. They didn't do the other thing, though. They did Monster Tale, but they didn't do Henry Hatsworth.
Wait a minute, they didn't do the other thing. No, Henry Hatsworth was EA out of nowhere.
Let's see.
EA's like, "Hey, we like portables too," and then
Let's
they were
see.
like,
That game was amazing. That game was so amazing.
"How amazing was it?"
It was amazing.
All right, Europe's Wii U and 3DS digital
Pizza
releases this week.
Delivery Boy. They did Pizza Delivery Boy on the Wii.
Excite Bike 64, the N64.
Sharknado.
The N64 game is available on the Wii U Virtual Console. Special sales on a whole bunch of stuff. Blah, 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 blah. New 3DS only. You can get Galaxy Blaster, where you must defend your ship from oncoming alien ships.
You said ship, but I
defend your yep.
defend your shovel from all.
3DS got Crawler's Game Pack. It's a collection of 4 games. Every game has its own challenges and therefore something for everyone. Enjoy hours of gameplay and try to beat each other's high score. Play with your friends to see who is the best. Why can't you play with your friends? Why do you got to play against them and be like, "Oh, I have the better score"? Seventh Dragon 3 Code VFD got more DLC. Boy, if you've never played video games and you heard just that one sentence, you would be like, what the F is going on?
I didn't.
That's what I said.
This is what I said. Seventh Dragon 3 Code VFD has new DLC available. That's a whole bunch of letters that mean nothing. I can imagine like a parent walking in on their kid listening, and they're like, "Are you listening to Satanic Verses?"
Like the first time I heard that title, I was like, "Is that a game?"
I really think Sega sometimes just like, or Atlas especially, just take like darts and throw them on a wall, and they're like, "Let's see what words we hit today." 3DS Theme Shop has been updated with the Mickey and Friends Holiday Season theme, as well as the Disney Tsum Tsum theme. Those Tsum Tsums are so hot right now. That's all. Not really too much in Europe this week, but let's see what you guys had to say about it. First comment comes from Nintendo 2 Cop, and he says another poor week all around. I have to agree with you there. All right. So more THQ Nordic news. They acquired the licenses to, or they acquired the license to. Did you hear?
I heard something.
Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy.
I didn't hear about that.
They did. So they're going to do something with that. Hopefully, maybe a re-release, maybe a remake, maybe a remaster, maybe a new one. I don't know. It's been so long since I played that game. I would buy a remake of it. I would love to play that again. I remember really enjoying it. Now that's another real. Who published that? Was it just THQ all around, or did they have a partner publisher? But anyway, it was that's another really unique game.
I know who developed it. It was
I guess THQ published and.
Yeah, it was a Eurocom, wasn't it?
Oh God, man, I forgot all about that.
Who also went bankrupt.
Yes. But Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy was a really unique game. It had a lot for Zelda fans, but just playing between the two characters with different. It was like two completely different games tied together through story. I really like that game.
I did too.
So hopefully we get a new one or whatever. They acquired the license, so they're going to do something with it. I just don't know what. It'll be like a mobile port.
Yeah, I remember it was. Spoiler alert! The game ended on a cliffhanger.
Yes.
And I hate it when games do that and then like don't sell and then there's no sequel. It's like
I have something to say about that.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch, people.
Hylian Tom says, "I am so ready to set the mummy on fire again. This pleases my Beatles." So he is a big fan. So one of my reviews for this coming issue of Nintendo Force is Chase Cold Case Investigations, Distant Memories. Mm-hmm. It's made by former Sing people, Hotel Dusk and Trace Memory. It's eShop only everywhere. So Japan, Europe, and here it's eShop only. And it ends on a cliffhanger. And I'm like, oh boy, I don't know if they're going to sell enough to continue this. It's not a bad game. I enjoyed it, but it has some shortcomings. So it plays kind of like a bare bones Ace Attorney. Mm-hmm. You're doing like interrogations with people, and you're investigating crime scene photos and answering questions in your own mind. Like multiple choices will come up on the bottom screen. Multiple options.
Like real detective work.
Well, you're trying to like piece together things, and you're trying to look for the best answer. But some of there are a few times where I feel the story leaps to a conclusion too quickly, and I'm like, this wouldn't necessarily be the answer given the crime scene, but you just have to be like, oh well, I guess this is what it wants.
Hey,
but overall, it's interesting, and it has
welcome to the world of criminal justice.
I guess so. It has a very interesting visual style too. It's really nice looking. Like they have really unique animation. It's not as interesting as Hotel Dusk, but just unique. I don't know how to describe it. Very smooth. Vivid animation. Check it out. But yeah, like I said, it's eShop. I don't even know how much it is. The biggest downfall, I guess, for people is depending on the price, whatever that may be. It took me just over an hour to beat it. But like I said, it's the first episode, and hopefully another one comes out
really fast.
I do read quickly. That's true. So, but I can't imagine someone putting 2 hours into it.
Well, then that's probably if there's that little bit of content, that means they have more that's probably ready.
So you're saying maybe they finished like a large portion of the game already, and they're just slicing it up?
Yeah.
That could be true. Hello, Skank Hunt 42.
You know, maybe they're just looking to make a little bit more money or make it, you know, just like give people an option.
Hello, Totodile. Hey, Duda 32 was Skank Hunt 42 for all. Why do I know Skank? Oh, because it's from South Park. That's why I know it.
Excuse me.
Did I say hello, Totodile? Hello, Totodile. We're talking about Chase Cold Case Investigations Distant Memories. A ridiculously long title, and it's got those tildes in it, too. Who uses a tilde in a title?
Are you chasing cold cases, or is your name Chase?
You are chasing them because at one point, one of the detective goes, he says something along the lines of, it's time for the chase, or something like that. Where you're like, it's a climactic moment where you're up against your main, let's say, suspect, and you're battling wits back and forth. So right before you meet up to him, it's like, let's go for the chase, and it has like one of those like anime like cutscenes, you know, where like the screen slices and it's like fling, and then you go in and you're like, "Did you do it?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did it." So there was some retailer, EB Games Australia, put up some third-party accessories for the Switch, and among those accessories was a USB A to USB-C cable, a charging cable, which would obviously mean the Switch uses USB-C, and that makes a lot of sense for how quickly the game transitions from TV to tablet when you take it out of the dock. And Nintendo was like, that's not supposed to be on there yet, so they yanked the listing. But since then, we've seen a lot of stuff thanks to the Jimmy Fallon appearance. That points to the Switch using USB-C. Hailman1704 says, what? All right, he's responding to someone. Rack Attack 4 says, Nintendo using a non-proprietary charging cable? I'll believe it when I see it. And Hailman1704 says, then look at the Wii U Pro Controller and believe. It's true. It doesn't use something that Nintendo made up, but just uses whatever that little USB thing is. USB to a little fat end. It uses this cable, whatever this is.
Little fat end. Oh, is that like a printer cable or whatever?
No.
Like a fat USB?
You know, it's USB on one end, and then like, I wish I could draw it. It looks like a fat,
it's like a big square.
Stubby T. No, it's not a big square. That's this one.
Yeah, that's this one.
You know what I mean? It looks like kind of looks like a T. Like, not really. It looks like a T if you went like.
Let me see.
Let me pull this out and take a look. Great news! Great news! Now, see, this for me would be a today's big story, but I know it's not a today's big story because I know people don't love it as much as I do. It's just not as popular. Nintendo has announced another.
They're
Box
not
Boy.
going to move forward with
No more Switch. Another Box Boy is coming out. So we had what? Box Boy, and we had what?
Box
Boy? Is that what it was? I don't remember.
Yeah, now the new one is Box Boy.
No, the new one is called
Box Girl.
Goodbye, Box Boy.
Oh no, they're gonna kill him.
Looks like it's the end for Box Boy, but he's going out in style. You know why? Box Boy Amiibo. So a retail collection is coming out in Japan and includes all 3 Box Boy games, and they also are including an Amiibo, a QB Amiibo, which I absolutely need.
So these are Box Boy in a box.
I need
Not
it.
Box Boy download.
Box.
Need it.
It has Box Boy, Box Boy, and Goodbye Box Boy in a box, featuring QB the Box Boy.
Goodbye, Box Boy.
Good Box Boy.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a 4th game. It'll just be like, hello, Box Girl.
Good Box Boy, Box.
Good boy, Box Boy.
So this is what it adds for Japan. I have no idea if it's
Hi, Box Good Boys.
I have no idea if it's gonna come here retail-wise if we get the compilation on all one cartridge, but I'm sure we'll get the 3rd game at least. And I'm gonna shovel my pants if we don't get the Amiibo because I want that thing bad. Goodbye Box Boy comes out February 2nd in Japan.
Well, yeah, man. Some of his abilities in that look like I can't do that game.
He's got a lot more abilities now. Yeah,
it looks real complex.
He keeps up well in Box Boy. He could make
boxes,
more sets of boxes, and in this one he can do like bomb boxes and stuff.
And rocket boxes.
Rocket boxes.
Rocket box.
Mega Jacob F says, I've never played a single Box Boy game. I'll download both current titles right now. Looks like, I'm sure he means. Well, good for you, Mega Jacob F. You will greatly enjoy them. You played Box Boy? Yes.
Yeah.
You played Box Boy? Yes.
I haven't finished the first one.
Did you both enjoy it? I love those games.
No.
Platformer puzzlers. Good stuff. Made by Hal.
These little legs.
Little legs, yeah. It's just a square with little dingly spaghetti arms and legs. That's all there is to it. And it's so cute. All right. So there's been the rumor of Pokemon.
I mean, look at that, though. Look at this trend in video games. First we had Meat Boy, Super Meat Boy, and he was just a boy made out of meat. And now we have Box Boy, a box that's made out of a boy. A boy that's made out of a box. What's next? You tell
Would
me.
you call 2 games a trend?
Yeah.
It's the start of a trend.
I'm trying to think of other games with boy. A boy and his blob, but that doesn't. Super Meat Boy and Box Boy. So it has to be something boy.
Paper Boy.
Paper Boy.
Made out of
You
paper.
got it. Paper Boy.
Yeah,
Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy,
or
Monster.
Majesco's one. Pizza Delivery Boy.
I was just gonna say-
Well, I'm sorry for questioning you. It's obviously.
But
a trend.
let's see more. What do you think we can come up with?
Garbage can boy. Why not? Teach kids to pick up garbage.
Well, I mean, we've got Box Boy, so then like Can Boy,
Bin
Ball
Boy.
Boy.
Hat. I like Hat Boy.
What about Girl Boy?
Girl Boy. Goodbye, Girl Boy. All right, Pokemon Sun and Moon. People have been picking apart the game to see what's tucked away inside. And now they found something that certainly gives more credence to the rumor of the game coming to the Switch. Data miners have found low poly models for walking and running, or low poly models that have walking and running animations for every single Pokemon. So in one of the other Pokemon games, you used to be able to have your Pokemon walk behind you. And now the game really chugs on 3DS as it is. So why would those models be in there? Because that's a feature they're going to add in the Switch version of it. That's why.
Oh, that Buffalo Bill.
Yeah. So we will see what happens there. But it certainly is looking like that rumor is going to be the real deal. Nico Darunia has a boy game.
What is
Raw Meat Cowboy.
What? So you're made out of raw meat cows.
Wow. Fish says, couldn't this just be for the photo taking thing too? No, it is not.
Different from Super Meat Boy.
Hey guys, you go to Starbucks this week?
No.
How many times a week do you go to Starbucks usually?
You know.
I usually don't go out for coffee
Well, then you're missing out
unless I have like a gift card.
on Starbucks' special Pokemon Go drink. They tied up with Pokemon Go, and you can get a special Pokemon Go Frappuccino at Starbucks locations. I don't know what the hell a Frappuccino is, but I guess it's got Pokemon in it. I don't know what goes into a Frappuccino. Coffee? That's all I know. Whipped cream?
Yeah. Yes.
That's all I got. So go to your Starbucks and get that. And also, you don't have to play the game to get the drink. You can just go in and say, I want the Pokemon Go drink. They'll say, get out, you weirdo. G-Mancer says, you don't have to play to get the drink, but I already bought the Starbucks season pass. Well, then you're good to go. Don't worry about it. Who made this? Yo Schiller made something a top story. I don't know if it's a top story, but he picked it. So we're going to do it. So Build-A-Bear Workshop has been doing some tie-ups with game companies recently. And the most recent one before this, I believe, was Sonic and Tails. You can get a Sonic and Tails plush at Build-A-Bear Workshop. And now you will soon be able to get a Charmander Build-A-Bear at Build-A-Bear Workshop. So you can get him, and he's got a nice little Lucario hoodie that he can wear, or he's got a Pokeball hoodie you can wear. A Charmander plush will cost $28 on its own. There's an online exclusive set that is Charmander, a Charmander sound clip, the Great Ball hoodie, and the Lucario hoodie, and that will be $61. So there you go. If you want a Charmander plush, an officially licensed Charmander plush, that's so cute. You can get it at Build-A-Bear Workshop. Donnie Darko 420 says, I don't usually get too excited over stuffed animals, but damn it, Charmander in the Great Ball hoodie. Yeah, it's cute. I agree. I agree very much. You can snuggle it up at night and tell it all your terrible secrets. Here's another rumor about the Switch. Nicky Hill, what does From Software make?
Is this a test?
of the emergency broadcast system. Yeah, I'm just seeing if you know.
No, I don't.
They make the Souls franchise, Dark Souls, and all that stuff.
You love that garbage.
So, here's the rumor from our friend Laura Kate Dale. She says, From Software has Dark Souls 3 running on the Switch. And they say it's running at a level of performance that they're very happy with. They haven't officially committed to releasing the game yet, but they are thinking about doing a Dark Souls trilogy re-release for the Switch, which would be fantastic news because Nintendo fans have not gotten any of the Dark Souls games. So we could get 1, 2, and 3 on the Switch, and then you could play them on the go. So like I said, they're discussing it right now. Not officially decided on releasing it. They want to see how well the Switch sells. So now we get into that catch-22 where third parties are like, we'll support the system if it sells well. And Nintendo's like, make games for the system and it'll help it sell. And they're like, we'll see how well the system sells. This bundle would include all the DLC that came out for those games as well. And this Switch port has been underway or has been in development for several months from a small team at From Software. So what do we have to do? We have to be like, hey, From Software, we heard that rumor. That sounds awesome. If you put that out, I'll buy that day one. Let them know. No, that's not what I said to do, you goddamn iPad. So, yeah, get out there. Talk about it. If you want to see it, we can make it happen. Kuro says, this sounds exactly like the whole Mass Effect 3 scenario. I mean, it's great that From Software is thinking about doing it, but it wouldn't surprise me if Switch only got Dark Souls 3 while the other consoles get the trilogy. Well, that's not the rumor I just read you, Kuro. Be happy, be excited. The rumor is all 3. That's good news.
Good.
And also, if they have Dark Souls 3 running on the Switch, that gives you a good indication of the Switch's power.
Does it, though?
Yeah, if they get it running on the Switch.
Is it running? Would they really say it's chugging on the Switch?
Well, they haven't said anything because this is the rumor, but according to the rumor, it's running at a level of performance they are happy with.
That sounds like...
You heard?
That sounds like they're just, like, dealing with it. Acceptance.
Then why do it?
Good point.
All right, so we have another rumor about the Switch dock. There's been a lot of discussion for a while now. People saying, does the Switch dock have extra stuff in it that makes the Switch even more powerful? Well, the rumor says kind of, but not really. But yes, here's the deal.
But no.
So the system is connected to the dock by USB-C. And the Switch's components will run at a higher clock speed to facilitate 1080p resolutions on the TV. Video and power are transferred over to USB-C when docked, and plugging the system into the dock will activate a small additional fan that helps with cooling.
Oh, so it's got more cooling power.
Fan is in the rear of the dock, and then
So
in other words,
lightweight and is designed to be cheap.
So in other words, you plop the thing into the dock, and it's like, yeah, baby, we got another fan. We can run the clocks a little higher. We don't have to worry about it overheating, and that's how you get your 1080p. So you get, a modest performance bump due to a higher running clock speed, which is being cooled by the extra fan. So there's your answer right there. And yes, apparently, according to this rumor, the Switch docks are very cheap, not just cheap to make, but cheap to purchase as well. And Nintendo is considering putting those out there so they could be like, you can have your Switch on every TV in the house, and you don't even need to take your dock everywhere. Just buy this cheap Switch dock and hook them up to your TVs and just drop it in. So any TV in the house, if it's got a dock on it, you just right there, and you can play it on that TV, which is a really cool idea. I mean, if they're like, $10, $20, $20 at the most, I would think. But if it's $20 and you can hook it up to any TV, yeah, why not? I would buy one for the living room without a doubt. Have one in the main game room and then one for the living room. So that's a cool idea. And a whole bunch of other stuff, but that's the important stuff there. Let's see what you guys have to say about it. First comment comes from Cube Enigma. Man, that is a long-time user. I haven't heard from him in a while. He says, glad that it uses a standard power cable. I expected people to complain about why the Switch can't have the upped power when in portable mode for obvious power saving, and at the same time complain about the low battery life. Well, yes, it's the internet. People like to complain about everything, like the name of a YouTube series.
But don't worry, we're not taking it personally.
Oh, so
I
in the grand scheme of things, I don't care at all, and I'm not changing the name. I just think it's funny. So I should point this out. There's a reason why there's some very big, juicy rumors this week. So Laura Kate Dale, hello, Carefree Captain. Laura Kate Dale has said that her outlet was not invited to the Switch event that is happening in New York City. And I reached out to try and get an invite and did not get one. So she was like, well, we tried. So you know what? On top of that, I heard that I'm blacklisted. So Nintendo's like, this girl's leaking all kinds of true stuff. And they're like, well, we're not sending them any more stuff to review. So now that she knows she's blacklisted and she's not getting into the event, she's like, here comes everything I know. And she went crazy. So that's why all this stuff is coming out. Which leads us to the next story. There's a rumor of Koei Tecmo. You know, I say these are rumors, but they're not rumors. They're true. But I have to say they're rumors. Because Nintendo's not going to be like, oh, you got us. Koei Tecmo has openly said, not a rumor, has openly said that they want to do another Warriors game. So they did Hyrule Warriors, and they want to work with other Nintendo franchises to do a Warriors game. So rumor has it, Koei Tecmo was
what about
like...
Warriors?
Wario Warriors?
No, Warriors. Like
Warriors
come out to play, but like out on the battlefield.
So they talked to Nintendo, and they're like, hey, we want to do another Warriors game. How about Star Fox? And Nintendo was like, oh, people don't like Star Fox. So here's the rumor. It would have focused on melee combat, obviously. But there would have been some space combat as well. There weren't going to be any motion controls, and the missions would have alternated between ground combat and simplified space combat, and it was going to be visually over the top. But Nintendo turned down the idea due to, quote, questions regarding the future of the brand. Oh, my heart! Oh, my heart!
My question. I never realized this. I never looked to know. Cloud's got a little heart on his boot, huh?
Cloud?
Flox McCloud.
Flox McCloud.
Flox McCrow.
The character from Star Fox
has a little heart on his boot. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's like in other games. That's what Rare did for Star Fox Adventures. That's the only option I had to have like something combat related from Star Fox where they weren't like in a ship and made sense for the story.
Okay. Look at that face he's making.
So yeah, you know,
you couldn't get one out of Brawl. He's not in Brawl. Combating.
No, but like melee weapons.
Yeah, like that little.
Magic wand. Yes, there are melee weapons in.
Oh, okay. Yes, I could have done that. I could have done like him with the beam saber or the star rod.
But you didn't.
I failed. I failed. Well, you know what? I like the heart on the boot.
I like the heart on the boot.
So yeah, it's been like this since like Star Fox 64. After that came out, Nintendo's always like, people don't like Star Fox, and they put out a Star Fox and nobody buys it, and they're like, we're not doing a Star Fox for a while. Then they put out another one and nobody buys it.
A Samus one where she's
can't really blame him.
She's just meleeing it up.
I think people are tired of spin-off Metroids and they want the next main Metroid, which we've discussed at length.
In the meantime, give Tecmo what they want.
Meantime, Master of Monster says, I'd love to have seen what this would have looked like. Loads of Nintendo franchises would be sweet in the Warrior style. Zelda worked really well, and I'm sure Mario, Pokemon, and Kid Icarus would be sweet as well. Well, we'll never know about Star Fox now, will we? The next rumor, Smash Brothers Wii U Switch port is going to include new characters. So rumor one, Smash Brothers Wii U is coming to the Switch, but that's a rumor that's been going around for a long time now. And then piggybacking off that rumor, the new information is that the game is going to have new characters.
And it's also going to be
not a lot of new characters.
That it's called Smash Brothers Wii U Switch.
Okay.
That's confusing. Do you have Smash Brothers Wii U? And then, grandma or aunt, whatever, they're going to the store to get Smash Brothers Wii U for the Switch, and they're going to get Smash Brothers Wii U for the Wii U. And then kids are going to be really cranky and upset because they got a disc, but they can't put that disc in the system.
Hello, Sharon. You bring up a good point. What do you call it?
You call it a name that doesn't have the name of the system in the title of the name of the game.
Yeah, so what do you call this port? Because you can't call it Smash Brothers Switch because that would make people think it's brand new.
You call it...
But you can't call it Smash Brothers Wii U because it's not on the Wii U.
Call it Smash Brothers whatever.
It'd be like Smash Brothers Wii U Enhanced Edition or something.
Smash Brothers half-assed.
I'm trying to think of real names here. Well, And if you don't know already, I am terrible at naming things. RPG Gargoyle says,
how about you call it Best Smash Brothers of the Day?
Give me at least a year. RPG Gargoyle says, not trying to doubt or to be rude. But who is this person and what makes them credible? Oh, Unseen 64 guy. Well, I'll take it with a pinch of salt since it's incredibly vague, but honestly, it seems likely.
Daily Big News. The Daily Big One. And then you record it while you're...
The Daily Big One, as I have a heart attack.
No,
yes.
While you're taking a dump. The big one. Dropping the big one today.
Probably better lighting in the bathroom. That's not a bad idea.
Or on like the... Take it out to your creek and act like you're fishing. And you pull out the big one.
So... All right, I'll tell you something. I have someone working on a special video that'll be like the intro for the series.
Exactly that.
What?
Exactly that.
No. I don't know what that's going to look like yet. That's a fantastic idea. I kind of want to do that. Me just like sitting in a lawn chair, like out in the stream, like throwing the reeling in and like
hang on a string.
God, that's such a dumb, great idea. I really want to do that now. If I had a camera to film it on, I would do that.
Or what if you were laying in a, like sitting in a bathtub, fishing into the bathtub?
I do love the bathtub. Sony talked a little bit about the Switch.
This is unique and interesting.
This is Sony's president of Sony Worldwide Studios, Shuhei Yoshida.
I got this.
All right, Mr. Yoshida. Hold on a second. I'm Digital Spy, interviewer. Mr. Yoshida, 2017 will see the launch of another new console, Nintendo Switch. What do you think of it? And where do you see it sitting in the console ecosystem?
I'm glad you asked that question. I'm very glad you asked. I miss Luke. I think it's a very unique system. It's very interesting that they've designed a system to work well with more conventional games in terms of inputs and buttons. So I think it's good for core gamers, and their marketing message focused on that.
Do you still see Nintendo's competition in terms of hardware sales, or do they now exist in a completely different market?
I'm glad you asked that question. I think they're going to cover a new market for themselves.
All right, we're not doing the rest of it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Yoshida.
Apparently. Oh, there's only one more answer.
We don't need that.
I'm not that good. Huh.
I mean, we can go later today because we don't have music, but...
I think I got to go back to school for a lot of reasons.
Okay. So, like I say many a time, it's always nice to hear the competition speaking positively about other game companies. And Mr. Yoshida, as far as I know, has always been a class act. Miss Fortune says, I certainly like Yoshida a lot more than Kutaragi. Not only is Sony out of the slump when they were in the PS3 years, but while Kutaragi was the kind of CEO that only liked to fan the flames of the console wars, Yoshida actually has a lot of good things to say about the competition. Phil Spencer at Microsoft is the same way, and Nintendo's chumming with them too, as we've seen things like Miyamoto saying Tearaway is his favorite Vita game, and that the Nintendo of America Twitter wished Xbox a happy 15th anniversary. Yes, those little gestures, as pointless as they may be, I think are lovely to see.
Yet, what will happen in 2017, we will see Sony putting out a system that does old television and take it on the go. Although they tried to do that with the Vita?
Vita, I believe it's called, right?
Velveeta?
Yeah. Velveeta. The Sony Velveeta. So this next rumor comes from Eurogamer. Now, let me preface this with Eurogamer put out the original rumor of what the Switch was going to be, the detachable controllers and all that jazz. And people were like, Eurogamer's talking out their ass. And then like months went by without Eurogamer doing another rumor, and they're like, see, we knew it, totally fake. And then, you know, it wasn't fake, like I told everybody. So Eurogamer's back with another rumor. So just saying, it's Eurogamer. They say the Switch is getting GameCube Virtual Console games, which is something fans have been asking for since the Wii. They want their GameCube Virtual Console, and it sounds like the Switch is going to do it. So games are already being worked on. There's 3 games that are going to be there officially. Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, and a very big one, Super Smash Bros. Melee, a game that is still played in tournaments today, is going to be re-released on the Switch for Virtual Console.
That was
GameCube. The earlier purchases of Virtual Console games like NES games can be upgraded to Switch versions for a small price, which is the same thing you saw when going from Wii to Wii U, which I'm sure makes people angry. Also working on Animal Crossing, the GameCube version of Animal Crossing, to bring it to the Switch as a Virtual Console release. And that version still includes all the NES games that were originally featured. You would think Nintendo would take those out because they want people to buy them on the Virtual Console in their standalone forms. But Nintendo's going to include them, apparently, which is nice to see. And Nintendo's also looking into supporting the Switch, or giving the Wii U's GameCube controller adapter support on the Switch. Would be crucial if you plan on playing Melee. Because people could just. What do you mean? The thing on the Wii U, they're making that work on the Switch. The controller adapter on the Wii U that lets you play with GameCube controllers.
Oh, what is that? I don't even think I've ever seen it.
I just told you. Yeah, it came out when Smash Brothers came out. It's two USB things that go into, and it's just a box with 4 GameCube controller ports.
Does the Switch
have
console
USB?
have
Yes.
extra USB?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go then.
Yeah, now you know.
That solves that.
So interesting stuff there. Certainly. Let's see everybody complain about Virtual Console games, I bet. Pricing specifically. Let's see if I'm right. Gambler has a top-rated comment, and he says, adult with a job here. Can't wait to pay $1 again for a game that provides me hours of entertainment and watch Nintendo dry its tears over these internet comments with wads of $100 bills. So yes, obviously, people were complaining about it. But Gambler is a top-rated, so I guess more people are happy about what he had to say. We're not going to do that. Oh, my God. There's just so much. There's just so much. All right, so Nintendo talked about why they named the Switch the Switch. This is Nintendo rep talking to Nintendo Dream magazine, which is a Japanese magazine. This rep says, we decided the name Switch would be the best fit for our products for 2 reasons. It represents one of the defining features of the Switch, the ability to seamlessly switch between the TV screen and the Switch's screen, while also embodying the idea of a switch that will flip and change the way people experience entertainment in their daily lives.
Or shut out people from the outside world on their daily commute.
The reveal trailer, which you don't need. You know, they talk about why they did what they did in the reveal trailer, but you don't need that. Smash Bro Link says, I really don't understand why everyone keeps calling this just a handheld when Nintendo themselves are still saying it's going to be for a home console experience. I keep seeing people mention the Shield tablet as if a dedicated tablet that hooks up to a TV dock is the same in function or library to a home console like the Switch. But I don't really see the sense in that either. You know, people are hung up on names, as has been the theme of today's show. You got name, it's important. I never realized how much name is important to somebody. Like, I guess no matter how good a product is, if it has a bad name, people are going to be like, no, don't want it. Like if, you know, the PS4 was called the Poop Box 3 Duty Hole.
That would have been a day one.
Yeah, or if you follow up the Wii with the console called the Wii U.
The Wii U. Well, see, you know, Nintendo did lots of things wrong with the Wii U, so I see why there's an issue there. But yes, the name as well. But yeah, like, you know, like I think about all the things I've purchased and the things I'm into, and I'm like, the name doesn't matter to me at all. I just know the name as a way to access the content that I want.
Yeah, like you kids listening at home, like, how many bands do you listen to that? Think of all the bands you listen to that have like terrible names. If you really like sit down and think about it,
yeah. Like Toad the Wet Sprocket, but not Butthole Surfer.
Oh no, no, they have the best name.
That's right. You don't get any better than Butthole Surfer. Yeah, it's a goddamn name. I mean, you didn't pick your name. Do you like your name? What if you're a little like?
Some people don't.
I know, but like nobody. Well, I don't know. Maybe people are. Maybe people won't talk to other people once they find out their names. Like you meet somebody on the street and you're like, hey, you get into a conversation and you're like, oh, I never got your name. And they're like, my name's Fartbox Peens. And they're like, no, we're done here.
Not talking about that.
Never again. Never again. Whatever. I don't get people, man. Pokemon Sun and Moon has become Nintendo's best-selling or fastest-selling game in Australia and New Zealand. I would do those accents if I could. I've learned that I can't do Australian accents anymore. I feel like I could at once, but can't anymore. The game sold 240,000 copies in just 2 weeks, and that's up 67% over Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, who were the previous record holders. So, straight Jeff says, hey, my name is Fartbox Peens. I'm sorry. I mean, I love the name. I got nothing against it, but G-Man Sir says they call it Pokemon Sun and Moon because once you see the slow starters, you make a 360 and change Pokemon.
I don't get it.
That's what's going on here, man. What happened?
Go
What?
Nintendo.
Yacht Club.
This is GoNintendo, man. What a dumb name, by the way. Yacht Club. There we go. Yeah, the page screwed up on me. Yacht Club talked about the upcoming Spectre of Torment DLC, which again is free. You're getting a whole new thing in
that's DLC.
Shovel Knight. That's free. Yes.
Wow.
So it's set before the original Shovel Knight, and it follows Spectre Knight as he recruits the Order of No Quarter, which are the the roster of bad guys in the original Shovel
So
Knight.
you're playing as the bad guy?
You're playing as the
That's
Spectre
what I
Knight.
couldn't figure out.
Spectre Knight has a close relationship to the main villain of the game, which is the Enchantress, and she is the one that keeps Spectre Knight alive. Although I wrote Spectre of Night because I'm dumb. Spectre Knight is able to climb walls and dash, slash, or slash dash, however you want to say it. So you're going through the same stages, Order of No Quarter stages, but they have new screens in them and they have things that have been redesigned, and you can access them in any order you want to. Obviously, some will be tougher than others, but it's like a Mega Man game now. Sometimes when you play Mega Man 2, you start off on Flashman stage and it's really easy, or sometimes you don't know what you're doing and you start off on Heatman stage or Quickman stage and you're like, man, this game's way too tough. Shut up! All the boss battles have been redone. There is a new village that has NPCs to talk to, but they're keeping details a secret. There's also some story stuff that goes on that's pretty important, but they're also keeping quiet on that. And what's going on with the future of Shovel Knight after this Spectre stuff? They say the King Knight content is still coming, and that content's going to be kind of like what Plague of Shadows was to Shovel Knight. And King Knight's content will be a lot crazier. They want to point that out.
Wait a minute. Plague of Shadows is other DLC?
Yeah.
It's a whole other big game, basically, inside of the game?
So Plague of Shadows let you play as someone else, but it wasn't so much changed. They did change some things. But this Spectre of Torment DLC is a big change. And then they're saying after that, the King Knight DLC comes out, which is not as big a change.
And this is for
Wii U and
any
3DS.
system that you got.
Oh, yeah. Whatever system it's on. Free. Free for everybody!
It's free?
Is it free or is it at no additional cost?
You have to pay for Shovel Knight,
Okay.
and you get this extra content at no additional cost.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Plague of Shadows was free. Spectre of Torment is free. The King's Knight stuff is free. And then there's been other updates that are also free.
You kidding me?
No?
But you have to select it? You have to go and download it? It won't just update it on its
I
own?
don't know. I did Plague of Shadows, and I don't remember if it did it automatically. I think it just prompted me and said, like, there's an update available. They're also working on the body swap option, which will let you change the genders of any of the characters in the game. There's a 4-player objective-based competitive mode on the way. And they're thinking about making the Spectre of Torment a standalone release, so you can like buy that at retail. So yeah, Shovel Knight, the gift that keeps on giving. Sephiron says, I hope they do release Spectre of Torment as its own release, at least for people who weren't Kickstarter backers. I understand they need to uphold that agreement, but as a backer, I'd be more than willing to toss them more cash. They've gone over and above what I was expecting so far. This company deserves to make some money. Building a brand, baby. It's about building a brand.
Give them money if you want. You can always donate money, right?
Give me my money. I give money to stuff.
No, but you can always go back and give them money back to their original.
I believe so, yes.
Their Kickstarter? Nah.
I do believe so, yes.
Well, they have like PayPal crap you can always do. So we have some numbers for France, and again, France is full of Nintendo fans. So here's some details on what's going on there. Pokemon Sun and Moon sales are at 700,000 units, and by the end of the year, they're expecting Sun and Moon to top 700,000 units by the end of the year, and they're expecting the game to hit 1 million sometime in 2017. In general, 3DS bestsellers need 2 to 4 years in order to reach the 1 million units mark in France. So obviously, Pokemon Sun and Moon is moving much quicker than that. Pokemon X and Y, for example, haven't hit 1 million in France, but they're very close to doing so. And that released in 2013. 85% of players in France discovered video games through Mario, they say. But many haven't played a Mario game in a long time. So Super Mario Run should hopefully reintroduce them to the Mario franchise, and Nintendo is expecting that to do good things for sales of other Mario games, including Super Mario Maker for 3DS. Olivier Garcia, who runs FNAC, which is a major retail chain in France, he says that many people have expressed interest in the Switch. People have been asking about the release date and pre-orders and when they can get in on that stuff. Pokemon Sun and Moon impacted 3DS sales in a big way, with 55,000 units sold at launch, and a 2DS bundle was also popular, and as it amounts to 50% of those sales. Many of the people who bought Pokemon Sun and Moon had not played a Pokemon game since the very beginning, and many bought it to play with their children. As far as NES Classic Edition sales go...
That's what they said.
Oh, yeah, right. They got no kids. As far as NES Classic Edition sales go, 100,000 units were sold or were available for launch, and they sold out through pre-orders, so not even at retail. Nintendo still sends regular shipments over there, but they can't keep up with the demand. And they said every time new pre-orders go live on websites, they're sold out in 10 minutes. So Nintendo is going to continue their plan, and they'll still ship them regularly in December as well as early 2017. And FNAC points out that most of the people buying the NES Classic Edition are not gamers. So people that grew up and played Nintendo stuff and then fell out of gaming are like, I want to relive those days. G-Man Sir has first comment, and he says, they call it France because once you go there, you turn 360 degrees and go to America. I guess I see what he's doing now. This is his comment on all stories now.
France, because when you go there, you see the naked ladies dance.
That's what I thought he was going to say. So if you missed Reggie and Miyamoto's appearance on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, where they played Super Mario Run, and they also played Breath of the Wild on Switch, we have the full footage for you. I sat at my computer and recorded it for you, and I even uploaded it to not YouTube so it wouldn't get taken down. So if you missed it, you can check that out. We also have the footage of Mr. Miyamoto performing with the Roots, where he sat down to play the Super Mario Brothers theme with them. If you think you saw all of it because you were watching Jimmy Fallon, you didn't see all of it. There's more that they didn't show on TV. So you can check that out.
Where Miyamoto shreds
that banjo.
First, they had a cheese grater.
First comment comes from Hawk. Oh no, top rated comment comes from Hawk. And he says, that segment went really well. I could see it contributing to a more successful console for Nintendo this time around. And I really have to hand it to Fallon. Other hosts fake excitement for things and this to make the show go smoothly. But Fallon is a real gamer, and you can tell he's been following Nintendo products much like we have. I'm glad it's a real fan that gets to demo the new Nintendo stuff for us. All right, so I don't like Jimmy Fallon's show. I don't enjoy it. I have nothing against Jimmy Fallon, the person. I think he's a very nice, well-meaning person. I don't personally find him funny, but his show is important. It's #1 in late night. And
I would never question his devotion to Nintendo and gaming.
He is really into Nintendo, without a doubt. And if you didn't believe that, if you think it's all an act, footage of him came online after he recorded this segment. And he's at some basketball game, some professional basketball game, and they're like, let's see what celebrities are in the seats today. And they show Jimmy Fallon, who's courtside. I don't know who he's talking to, but he's holding his hands like he has a switch, and he's talking to the guy, and he's like saying stuff, but you can see him like he's mimicking taking the controllers off the side, and he's like, you take the thing out, and then you can play it on the go.
That was his mime coach.
Yeah. And the other thing that backs that up is he's wearing like a lanyard with, like, you know, the name things, whatever they're called, you know, a little plastic sleeve you slip your name tag in. He's wearing Shigeru Miyamoto's name tag. So he took it just because he wants it, because he's a fan. So
meanwhile, Miyamoto got stopped at the airport.
And they're like, Mr. Fallon, this isn't your plane. Nintendo also did a live action commercial, or a trailer, they're saying, for Super Mario Run, which I'm sure will be a commercial we'll see on TV.
I didn't know about this.
So you see real life people running around and all stuff, and then it ends in New York City with Mario running through thousands of people in Times Square to reach the castle and jump up on the flag. I thought it was pretty cool. And Trugs 26 says the same thing. He says, I thought that was actually a pretty cool commercial. So did I, but go read the comments elsewhere and you'd be like,
oh,
I hate humanity.
I think you spelled Miyamoto's name wrong in this other story here. 2 stories up.
2 stories up.
Miyamoto. Right?
No, he changed his name.
What
do we got
for
here?
pointing something out to a game.
So we got gameplay details in Super
the rules have changed.
Mario Run. So as you probably know, Mario runs in a non-stop sprint, and there are certain instances
Is that a sprint?
where you can redirect him. I don't know.
It's like a run. We're gonna call that a sprint.
I don't know.
Continue.
You know, Mom Brain gets into this. She's like, "Don't call it jogging; it's running." I'm like, well, what? I brought up another term for running, and I was like, "Is that better or worse than jogging?" I forget what I said, but she's like, "I don't know," and I'm like, "Yeah, because none of this stuff matters."
Cantering.
Now get out there and jog. Yeah, canter.
None of this stuff matters because we're all gonna be dead soon.
Levels have multiple paths that you can take, and Mario can roll jump, long jump, vault jump, perform a landing roll, parkour roll over enemies, pull off a stall wall jump as well. So he can do the little like hesitate in the air. And Mario also has the ability to mantle up on ledges. So, you know, if you just miss the ledge a little bit, Mario can climb up on there. There are pause blocks that let you take a second to figure out what you need to do and where you want to go. So you can look at like the coins ahead of you and the enemy placement and stop on a pause block and be like, all right, what's my best route through here to get what I want? I got disconnected from the IRC. I'm sorry. You can use a stall jump move by tapping and dragging backwards to slow Mario's speed. You can also use one of Mario's life bubbles to float backwards and take another crack at part of the course before you. So just like, you know, New Super Mario Brothers. If you're playing multiplayer, somebody falls in a hole.
New Super Mario Brothers or New Super Mario Brothers 3DS XL Plus?
All of them.
Two.
If you fall in a hole in multiplayer, you can turn into a bubble and somebody can pop you out. So it's the same kind of thing here. But if you do that, the game doesn't stop. The timer keeps ticking down. So there will be 24 levels at launch, and you can play the first 4 for free. Remember, this game has 0 microtransactions. You play 4 levels for free, and if you like the game, you spend $10 and you get all of it. You do not pay any extra money for any of the other modes or content. $10 flat fee, done. Toad Rally mode lets you challenge friends and changes up sections of levels from the main mode. So you're going to race against friends and race their ghosts to not only get to the end faster, but to also do it more stylishly and also to collect more coins. Then there's Kingdom Builder mode, where you use the coins you collect in-game to build your Mushroom Kingdom. So you can buy things like trees and ward pipes and toad houses and other stuff.
But your kingdom is that main screen, like your home
screen, yes.
Which is really not a whole lot. It was like the castle, maybe 2 spots on the sides, 1 in the middle, and then a couple.
Well, you don't know how upgraded that's been. Plus, if you do well enough, you can upgrade it to multiple screens. There you go. There are other characters like Yoshi and Luigi to unlock, and Toad is in there as well. So there you go. Next week, baby. It's almost here, December 15th. Sign up for your notification on the App Store right now if you want to get it.
Buy your Nintendo stock now.
Or just be a Nintendo fan and know it's coming out.
And don't listen to my stock suggestion.
Yeah, no. Today's stock. Today's Nintendo. You have Nintendo stock.
They've been going up regularly for the past couple of
days.
Today
is their highest stock point for the whole year outside of Pokemon Go's highest point. They're like, what is it? All right, so let me say it this way. Today is Nintendo's second highest stock value the whole year.
Right. Well, they never corrected all the way back to where they were before Pokemon Go.
Well, they still have an impact from Pokemon Go. So I think like it was something like they're like
or something. With
it was like 30, a high 33, and they're at 29 today.
They're higher than that.
Yeah. Well, as of the time I posted it. Which is why I didn't make it today's big story. Yeah, I did it today. I went through Google and plotted the 2 points. I thought they were at like 33 point something.
We're at 32.10. That's what they closed.
Oh, man. So they went even higher after that.
Well, they went, but yesterday they went up approximately 80 cents as well.
The Pokemon's top value when it was at its height was like 33 or 34.
It was about 34.
So, baby, we're riding high. And this time it counts because Nintendo's making all the money.
Wait, although it says here maybe July or August it was over 35, but this isn't 100% accurate.
I was using Google stuff. That's all I can tell you. SoCar says, I'm still not a fan of Nintendo making games for mobile. There's very little, he didn't say that. There's very little experience to create for mobile. Console gaming will always be a better way to experience games. I don't like when people say that stuff. Don't knock mobile just because it's not a platform you enjoy. Like,
well,
yeah, shut up.
I just saw
Stupid.
just don't. I don't know what to say and not be mean. So
I don't know the
I'm sorry you
details.
feel that way.
I don't know the
So
details, and I don't know if you have other news about Super Mario Run to talk
I have
about.
so much news.
But I saw
I have
Court
so many
Jester
news.
posted something on Facebook about Pokemon Run and how it uses. They say it uses 75 megabits per hour of data.
Okay.
So it's a mobile game that they're promoting as like you can play it anywhere, but then when you're playing it, it's going to use up a lot of your data for like, you know, whatever your plan is. And a lot of people don't have unlimited plans, so it could you could end up paying for it in that way. You know, if you're not connected to a Wi-Fi and you're paying it, you're playing on regular phone signal, then you're going to be paying for.
I am playing on regular phone signal. No, yeah, it does. I don't know the exact numbers on what it uses.
That's kind of crazy, though.
It also depends on what you're doing too.
But I guess the entire game is
GPS.
Like you're playing off of a server.
You're playing GPS. It's using GPS the whole time.
GPS. What?
Global Pokemon system.
Okay, what?
GPS, yes. How do you can't
Why
play?
is it using your GPS?
That's what Pokemon Go is all about.
It's using.
It uses real world maps.
Talking about Super Mario Run.
Super Mario Run doesn't. No GPS.
He's saying that it uses up to 75 megabytes.
Super Mario Run does?
Yeah.
You said Pokemon Go earlier.
Well, excuse me for being a complete.
Why would Super Mario Run use that much, and how would he know that before the game's out?
I don't know where he gets his information. He lives in Japan.
The game has to have a connection online all the time because they're doing that for piracy. That was their answer. But like, yeah, it's like any other mobile game. Like it's not like
just seems like a lot.
Doing anything crazy. Read me what he said. I want to know. I want to know.
He deleted it. He's gone. He's erased from the internet.
Thank you, Straight Jeffin.
I may have been able to look past the arguably absurd price of Super Mario Run, but the required persistent online connection and approximately 75 megabits per hour data use. Sadly, I'm out on this one.
I don't know where he's getting that 75 number from.
Well,
75 megabits per hour. That certainly seems like a lot, but I could not imagine what would be doing that. I wish he would have told us where that was coming from. But like,
I could look past the price. It's just the always-on internet that doesn't make sense. Piracy is not really a concern on iOS. They shouldn't have even brought that up. I'd buy a development blah, blah, blah.
Who's saying that? Court?
Yeah.
Piracy is a huge issue on mobile. It's an absolutely huge issue.
He says that this app is said to use up to 75 megabits per hour.
But he doesn't say from where that came from.
I mean, he's not one to throw lies about.
I mean, it's just a Facebook post, so
that's true. Never trust them.
Sourcing.
Oh, by the way, he's working for Sony. No, I'm just kidding. Sony.
IRC people, see if you can find the source of that information for me. I'd love to know because
I just told you.
And I'd also like to know the average amount of data that, like, you know, any mobile game uses that's not like GPS based, like, you know, something by like anything by King. I'd like to know what that is. Man, we have so much to go, and we're
stop whining about it and read.
Stop whining, and we're so late. All right, I have to cut stuff. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to visit the site. All right, I will say this, but I won't give you all the details because I don't want to spoil it. Data miners have gone into Pokemon Go to find details on the next big wave of content. If you don't mind things being spoiled, you can go check out that story. But suffice it to say, big things are on the way. North America, what did we get on Wii U and 3DS as far as eShops go? We got Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo. There's a special version 1.5 update available. We knew it was coming, but now it's available in North America. Hello, Bacon Bits. New 3DS and new 3DS XL got Demon's Crest, the Capcom game, on the Virtual Console. Wii U Virtual Console got Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Wii U eShop also got the Wii game Metroid Other M, the highest rated and most well-regarded Metroid game in the entire franchise. Sales on stuff. Theme shop is updated with Disney Tsum Tsum and Mickey and Friends Holiday Season themes. Also available on 3DS is Galaxy Blaster. On Wii U is Tesla Punk. And also on Wii U is Bridge Constructor Playground. So I'm going to imagine you guys, well, I don't know. Metroid Other M is going to make people angry. First comment comes from Kuro, and he says, today is let's celebrate the two possibly weakest entries for popular. Let me try this again. Today is let's celebrate the two possibly weakest entries for two popular series day. So he's not very happy.
Got him.
Got him. Fooled you, got you, spooked you. We're not going to do that. So like I said, there was a poop ton of Reggie and Miyamoto interviews about Super Mario Run. I'll give you some quick rundowns of stuff. Reggie says that Super Mario Run's not going to be on Switch. So if you were hoping for that to happen, it ain't happening. He says maybe it'll happen on Apple TV. Right now they're looking at iPads and iPhones. Can't guarantee it yet. He says NES games aren't coming to mobile devices, so stop asking for that. It ain't happening. Mr. Miyamoto said that he was inspired by Neko Atsume in part of Super Mario Run's creation. Neko Atsume is the cat game on mobile devices where you make little houses and where you make a comfy home for a cat. And you can see how that plays into the, whatever it is, the Mushroom Kingdom mode on Super Mario Run. Sensor Tower is an analyst firm, and they say that Super Mario Run could hit 50 million downloads in its first month, which would eclipse what Pokemon Go did, which is pretty crazy. But obviously it won't make as much money because Pokemon Go uses microtransactions and Super Mario Run is a one-time fee. They're expecting somewhere around $70 million to be grossed worldwide in the first month, which would be about $50 million net. Like we said, Super Mario Run requires an online connection to play, and Miyamoto says it's because of piracy concerns. You guys give it a -9. I'll hop in here. I'll bite. I'll go in and see what you say about it. I mean, with an iPad, I understand. If you're going to play it on an iPad, I understand that being an issue because how many people have like the 3G iPads all the time, or 4G, whatever it is now. But if you're on your phone, like
this trailer is upsetting me.
For what?
Pokemon Run.
Pokemon Run, new game announced here today, live.
Super Mario Run, bros. There's people jumping off of buildings and stuff.
Parkour, baby.
But we're not seeing them land. We just see people jumping off of buildings. Do not jump off of buildings when playing Super Mario Pokemon Run.
Snail Person says, too long didn't read. Piracy. Yes, he is correct. Piracy. I'm curious to see what other people say about piracy.
Piracy.
Privacy. I'm scared from privacy. All right. Here we go.
No, I don't. I don't see anything about people saying. Yeah, Guybon says, I don't see why this is a big deal. Shouldn't use too much data, and phones are always connected online anyway.
They're not, though.
Phones?
You have to connect it to a Wi-Fi.
You don't have to play on Wi-Fi. That's the point that we need to see here. How much data does Super Mario Run actually use when you're not connected on Wi-Fi?
That's what we need to see.
75 megabits per hour is a really big amount. I'm going to look that up as soon as I'm done here. Malik Halo says, you heard it from Nicky Hill. Go jump off buildings.
Don't jump off buildings. Give him the stick. Don't give him the stick.
So we talked about the stock, which is funny because, oh, yeah, here, I got the numbers.
How?
So, because I made a post about it.
The stock or the...
The stock, yeah. So today, as of when I took this screenshot, stock was at 29, and the Pokemon Go day at its highest was 31, and now you said...
No, it was higher than that at its highest.
I have it right here from Google. I did the research.
Well, when I look at my stuff,
Who's your
I do
stuff?
CNBC,
Probably better.
CNBC.
I don't know. Do you trust Google or CNBC? I don't know where Google gets their stock stuff from. I know like
They're
nothing
all
about stocks,
screwed.
but I took their 2 plot points and matched them up, and that's what they said. So blame it on Google. We also have a quick discussion about the Switch being region free. So we heard this rumor a long time ago that the Switch was going to be region free, which would be a change from the Wii U and the Wii, letting you play games from any region, just like the DS did. And now, while we don't have confirmation of that, we do have a little bit more hope for it. The Switch, when it appeared on Jimmy Fallon, you could see the back of it, and it had the CE logo on it, the CE symbol. What does that mean? If you look at other consoles that are from non-European regions, you'll see that the CE logo isn't there. That's because the device isn't intended to be sold in Europe or other markets. But most phones have the CE logo on them and the FCC logo because there's basically one model of phone and it's sold worldwide because they're region free. So the Switch having the CE logo on it certainly gives hope for the Switch being region free. It's not a 100% confirmation, but it's certainly a step in the right direction. It gives us hope. And that's all we have right now is hope. First comment comes from T27Duck, and he says, all it means is the demo unit Reggie had on the show came from Europe. All modern consoles work on all HD TVs, regardless of if they are US or European consoles. Why would Reggie have a European one? Why is he stealing from Europe? Why can't Nintendo of America have their own units?
Well, let's go back and look at the video.
Analyze.
They were looking at the Switch, right? Never mind.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, if Super Mario says, let's go, then that's American. If he says, andiamo, that's Italian.
Why are you getting all your games screwed up?
Because Pokemon Sports Run Go.
All right, that's your top
Pokemon
stories.
Switch Go.
I guess, man, that's a lot of top stories. They've been a lot lately. It's almost like Nintendo's got big things going on and coming up. Does anyone have anything they played that they want to talk about? Yes.
Yeah.
Last night I played, for some reason I played
Pokemon Run.
DuckTales Remastered for a little bit.
Oh.
Because,
Because DuckTales is coming back 2017.
Yeah.
Is it?
Summer, yeah.
I guess I must have, heard about that and,
Yeah, it's true. Disney XD is doing a new DuckTales
I thought you
cartoon.
meant a game. Like, Way Forward's doing a sequel.
Cartoon.
But,
Disney cartoon sequel.
but yeah, maybe that's why I got the urge to play it.
Yeah.
Because, it's been out for, over 3 years now, and I've never actually beaten it.
Neither
which
have
is
I.
kind of embarrassing because it's not really a hard game.
No, but that last level gets real tricky with jumps.
Maybe you wanted to play because you were missing that guy that's dead that I don't remember his name.
Yeah, Alan Young.
Yes.
I looked him up because I remember that he had died, but I couldn't remember if it had been this year or last year. And it was in May, I think.
Yeah.
But he was pretty old though. He was 96 or something.
52-week high.
That's today? No, that's July 18th.
What are you looking at?
Does that make sense?
Can we get the camera off me?
Did Pokemon?
Oh, sorry. He was
Pokemon Go
looking
come
at
out in
stock
July?
stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's all I played.
Yeah, I played it through once and finished it, but I always wanted to go through again, but I never did. Maybe I should.
And today's
Now I
high
miss
was
that guy.
32.
Nicky Hill.
No.
You know what it might be?
Not
That
this
might be their fiscal 52 week, and I just looked in a year's time.
No, it just that's
Okay.
That means
Okay.
52 weeks, as in
Just general
Year,
52 weeks?
yeah. Because if you look at the year there,
Well, I don't know where Google's getting their information from then.
financial stuff is all screwy.
Nicky
Anyway,
Hill, did you play anything?
just to say like that, I went back and tried to play that again, but I went right to the last level, and you have to play through the whole level. But if you didn't play all the other previous levels, you only start with 2 lives.
Yeah,
And
that's an issue.
I couldn't get past the first stage of the boss fight of the last level.
And that last level is completely redone.
It's brand
Minus
new.
the boss fight. Yeah, it's brand new. It's correct.
Right.
It's my favorite
Redone in
level
the sense that it's never been done before. It's totally done. And so
redone?
new done. I think the only thing that I played this week was Eternal Darkness. Getting closer, I had a little bit of trouble last night and today. I thought today I'd have some time. I'd have the time to get through and finish the last like 4 chapters. But even though I'm approximately 13 hours in, and I still have 3 chapters left.
Mm-hmm.
I've played for probably more than 20 hours. It's just that I've died and didn't save, so I had to go all the way through like a whole level.
Yeah.
Or I had a boss fight that I was dealing with that I couldn't get a hit on him, and it took me forever. So I was doing the right thing, but I went online and watched a video, and I was like, what exactly am I not doing? And for some reason, doing it the way that they did in the video works, but doing it the way that makes actual sense doesn't work. But I let my insanity kind of go down a little bit, and I was running around. You know what's kind of interesting? Playing a game where there's a lot of banging and knocking and stuff while roofers are working on your house. It's a whole new level, totally redone.
4D.
But yeah, it's the only thing that I played, and I still haven't finished it.
Okay.
Done.
So I played. I don't know.
All right, and we're done. Everybody have a good weekend.
I played, Chase Cold Case Investigations, Distant Memories, which I told you about. You can read my review in Nintendo Force, the next issue. Buy it now. Maybe I'll do a video review for that, for the hell of it.
Yeah, because you got all this time.
I'll ask.
Make sure the title of the video is like really worked out.
I'll ask you guys not to say anything when I talk about this, please.
Okay.
Because I don't want any questions brought up. Because I don't know what I can say.
About what?
No, the next thing. Just don't say anything. Please. I'm serious. I know you're going to say something.
Oh,
I am reviewing, or I did review Shantae Half Genie Hero for the next issue of Nintendo Force as well. So you can check out my opinions on that. Obviously, print embargo is a little different than online embargo. So my online review will be later and completely different because it's for GoNintendo and not Nintendo Force. Okay, that section's closed. What else did I play? I think that's it because I've been so damn busy making videos with wrong titles. Oh, no. I played Battlefield 1 this week. Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. I played Battlefield 1 this week, which I've been playing, so I don't need to talk about that. But I also started The Last Guardian.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
don't
talk
talk
about
about
it.
Oh, I started it.
You're on an embargo.
And I've been playing it. Oh, man, what a realistic, this is a dumb thing to say, what a realistic creature that is. Just like...
Oh, yeah, what is it? Half dog, cat, bird?
Yep.
Foul?
It's realistic in the way that it doesn't listen to you.
It's like the way it moves and its mannerisms and the way it looks at you, it's very realistic. It feels like a real-life creature. So marry that with, the gameplay of Eco, and that's what you get. So, I mean, I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm really liking that game. I just, there's so much mystery to it. I don't know what's going on. I'm excited. I'm sure something's going to die. I have no indication that anything's going to die, but I'm sure it's going to happen. So, yeah, I'm playing that, and I guess that's it. I would normally answer your questions that you put on Twitter, but we're so late, even without music, that I got to end it here. I'm sorry. That's the end of the show. That's our special Friday show. Jam-packed, action-packed, box-packed. That's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Farewell. Play games. Enjoy yourself.
I like that. You should say that every week. Play games. Enjoy yourself. We got an after show. I think my chat's all screwed up. If you got any after show questions, go ahead and ask. I don't know what's... Oh, no. My chat just came to life now. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask for this little bit of after show. Something I wanted to talk about for the after show. I don't remember. God damn it! What was it? Well, it's gone. I was thinking you're playing Eternal Darkness, And usually when a game has been out for a really long time and I finally go to play it, I'll complete it. And then like 2 weeks later, they're like, so-and-so game remastered or remade gets announced. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm waiting to see if that happens with you. Right? An Eternal Darkness remake? That would be fantastic. Another one I haven't played since the GameCube. Or since it originally came out. Obviously, it only came out.
And I think I've finally just now gotten past where I was playing it with you guys. I think
that was a long time ago.
Well, I kept going, and I'm like, no, I remember the guy when the church was made into the hospital. But I never played that section. So I played that now, and I just blew up the underworld.
You know what you got to go play after this? Another one that you started and left behind.
Big and tasty.
Oh, that. But Final Fantasy VII with Cool Breeze.
I see. They're huge game. That's a huge game. I have to play them by myself. I think I lose a bit of the experience playing it with like having somebody watch it or having somebody kind of coach me.
Well, Dude can't help himself. It's his favorite game.
But he didn't even coach me that much. It's just like there's a pressure of playing a game that has a sizable time frame, and everybody's watching, and it's like, man, I got to get through this. You know, like he played Uncharted at your house, but those are like 10-hour games, and he would play like 5 hours at a clip, and people would just show up, and I'm like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I would sit down and play it, and everyone would go, oh my God, just kill everybody. You're not even hitting them. Where are you even aiming at? Oh, he died. Let's go back and do it again.
Did you watch the Last of Us 2 trailer? Part 2 trailer? I know I sent it to you.
Yeah.
Pip-Up Water. I think we all love waffles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go to Waffle House right now. That would be great.
Let's go get a waffles.
Can't go to Waffle House without Mom Brain.
You know what's opening?
Waffle House.
IHOP House.
Well, where are they opening in IHOP?
In Funnington. There's like a hotel there.
Really?
Right by Burlington Coat Factory.
Because the closest one for us is Hackettstown. I don't know. The one on 22 might be closer than Hackettstown, to tell you the truth.
Where the hell is 22? Oh, all the way
down by like the boat.
That's at my house.
Yeah, I know.
No, there's got to be one closer than that.
Not that I know of. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah. There's it's not close, but yeah, there's probably one closer. But yeah, we usually go to the Hackettstown one, but the reason we don't go there more is because it's in Hackettstown. Now I want pancakes. God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if they're open.
There's this, that's the thing that pisses me off about the Hackettstown IHOP. They're not 24 hours. That's like an IHOP staple. Waffle House is over 24 hours. People get stabbed in the bathroom there and they stay open.
And the IHOP that's by me
24 hours. It delivers. Are you serious?
I am dead serious. I'm so dead serious.
I didn't even know they did that. All right, guys, that's the after show. The show's done exporting. I hope you enjoyed that chat about breakfast foods. That's our new podcast. There's a spoiler, all about breakfast. Thanks for watching and listening. Thanks for joining us on this early day at this strange time. I greatly appreciate it. And next week we should be back to regular. Have a wonderful weekend. Play some stuff and watch the series that I named terribly. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.